Welcome back to yet another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Custom Battle Showcase, a series where we showcase the community's creativity in hopes to breathe some life into this game mode. Dragon Ball GT remains one of the most divisive chapters in the franchise. For some it represents unrealized potential and very bold ideas, and for others it sits outside the direction they prefer the series to follow. Now there's also a steady group that continues to explore how GT might coexist alongside Super with a broader timeline discussion. Today isn't about settling those canon debates, it's about examining a very creative reinterpretation, one that takes the cast of GT and filters it through one of Dragon Ball Super's most grand scale arcs. Alongside that, we're looking at another scenario that adjusts the timeline, leaving you with the question we all love to ask ourselves: what if? And with that being said, let's stop yapping and jump right into the video. Taking place after the defeat of Omega Shenron, the story drops the GT cast into a new crisis: universal erasure. The Tournament of Power is approaching, and Goku is tasked with assembling a team strong enough to keep their universe alive. Their search leads them somewhere unexpected: hell. Baby stands there, fully capable of calling on Vegeta's DNA, completely at will now. Goku lays out the stakes and asks for his help. Without his assistance, the entire universe is doomed for complete obliteration. Baby answers with fury, wanting no part of joining the Saiyans, and after seeing Goku again, it reopens old wounds. After that tension finally erupts, the start of this fight begins. Now these matches demand your full attention and are great skill checks. The CPU is cranked to the ceiling. One mistake resets the entire run, and the later ones do not let you recover your health at all, so you're fully on your own to manage that. Now Goku cycles through each Super Saiyan form, letting Baby see the distance he's covered since their last encounter. That rematch escalates until Goku reaches the Super Saiyan 4 form and brings Baby down. The conversation shifts when the Super Dragon Balls enter it. A wish powerful enough for a grand scale match like this to occur reaches Baby in a way brute force never could. He agrees to join. The tournament day arrives and Universe 7 immediately feels dangerous. Baby draws attention fast. Brienne and the Trio de Dangers lock onto him, deciding to team up to take him out. Now I know I've said this is a difficult battle, but I lost a few times in this fight. It really did force me to take care of health and pay attention to key management, especially with this one. This is a very long match. You don't want to reset from the beginning. Now after Baby defeats them, Universe 6 steps forward. Kefla enters the arena and the word Saiyan carries weight for Baby in a very deeply personal way. He targets her directly, determined to remove her himself. But before he can reach Kefla, Hit jumps in. He wants to take on Baby first. This match with Hit, your transformations start to unfold. Baby's power starts to unveil, and with the challenge for the other universes begin to climb higher. Both Baby and Hit start to trade blows evenly, reading each other in tight, technical exchanges. Goku attempts to step in, sensing the pressure building, yet Baby pushes onward alone and finishes both Hit and Kefla himself, securing another victory for Universe 7. The field thins out until the final threat remains: Jiren and Toppo. Toppo embraces his God of Destruction mantle and goes straight for Baby. The clash is brutal, and despite giving it your all to take down Toppo's health, Baby hits the ground, vision fading as elimination looms, until Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta crashes in before that can happen. Call it pride, call it legacy, call it shared DNA, whatever that reason, he refuses to watch a version of his own power fall that way. Together, Vegeta and Baby combine their strength and bring Toppo down, clearing the path to Jiren. Jiren now steps forward and dismantles the battlefield, but Baby's quickly overwhelmed. Goku and Vegeta join him. They land strikes, they force Jiren to acknowledge them, but as the stamina drains, they begin to fall, leaving only Goku and Vegeta hanging on by a thread to win this battle. But with both of them being on the verge of being thrown away from the stage, Baby gathers what remains of his strength. A final revenge death ball forms, and Jiren, worn down and unguarded for a split second, is caught in the blast and hurled from the arena.
Know the pain of the Tappos! Revenge death ball!
Universe 7 stands victorious thanks to this Tuffle Saiyan hybrid. The Super Dragon Balls hover overhead. Baby looks up at them as the screen fades, and the story closes on a single question: what does he wish for? Now this concept held my attention from start to finish. Baby Vegeta has always been one of my favorite characters from GT. The idea of this long-lasting consequence from planet Vegeta coming back and looming its head many years after the Saiyans have already changed is such a phenomenal concept. Bringing him forward into a modern Super Era scenario feels like looking into a world we'll never officially see. Now the added dialogue strengthens the whole experience from start to finish. Reactions to the Universe 6 Saiyans are handled very in character, and there's subtle humor in the exchanges that still respect Baby's core resentment. Those in-game cutscenes are used with care. Like I've said before, I enjoy those text-driven conversations, but there's something immersive about seeing the staging itself carry the setup for each new opponent. It gives that transition time that keeps the momentum steady between the fights. That difficulty curve supports that narrative too. Each match was a fight for my life, and the pressure mirrors the scale of the Tournament of Power. By the time Baby secures the win, it feels earned and honestly reminds me of those old Tenkaichi fights where you'd sit for hours trying to beat Kid Buu in a really unfair CPU, or those really difficult Tenkaichi 2 Super 17 fights. If you know, you know. Now, at the end of the day, I know this is a baby story, but it would have been really cool to see Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta make his way in the story somehow. Maybe having Goku and Vegeta fuse against Jiren in the background while Baby struggles to get up. It would have also been pretty cool to see how the Tournament of Power was given to the cast. If this were to work, this would have had to have happened right after the defeat of Omega Shenron. But what brings it all together is that final cliffhanger. The Super Dragon Balls are in his hands. A wish could restore the Tuffles. It could reshape the universe in his image. It could reflect some quiet shift after fighting alongside Goku and Vegeta. The story leaves that space open, and that uncertainty is part of what makes it stick. The only thing we know for sure is that whatever Baby does, Goku and Vegeta will be there to stop him. Now, over the last few videos, we've seen movie antagonists repositioned within the Super era, given updated motivation and narrative context similar to what we've seen with Broly. This next entry follows that same philosophy. If you spend any time in the comment sections here, you already know there's a love for Cooler that tends to pop off at times. There's a persistent interest in seeing him integrated into the main continuity. So when I came across a custom battle built around a Resurrection F-style scenario centered on Cooler, it immediately stood out for me. Humiliated by what he sees as a stain on his family's legacy, Cooler traces the source of that disgrace back to Earth. His father fell, his brother fell, both at the hands of a Super Saiyan. Once he lands, that structure follows that familiar story beat of the adaptation it's covering. An invasion unfolds, the Dragon Team responds, and Gohan steps forward to defend the planet and is quickly met with the reality of Cooler's strengths. He holds his ground as long as he can, and Goku arrives in time just to pull him back from the brink of death. From there, the battles lean heavily on the in-game tables to chart Goku's escalation in the attempt to beat Cooler. Base form Cooler tanks almost everything Goku throws at him, forcing Goku higher and higher, Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2, eventually Super Saiyan 3, but that stamina drain sets in and the fight turns. Cooler remains steady though, while Goku's energy burns out, utilizing this time to lay Goku out. Vegeta enters next, taking the field with that familiar movie style save. He pushes into Super Saiyan 2 and directs everything he has at the brother of the tyrant who once enslaved his people. There's a personal undercurrent here that the dialogue captures well. Cooler has no idea who stands before him. Vegeta reintroduces himself without any hesitation as the Prince of all Saiyans. Now, if you make these custom battles, you know how difficult it is to find the absolute perfect sentence to use in certain scenarios, but this was the rare occurrence where it lines up well. It pulled me further into the scenario. It truly felt as if Vegeta was finally going to get revenge on someone in Frieza's family over the years of enslavement he was subjected to while he gained more power and hoped to overthrow him. And for a split second, you start to believe that Vegeta may have this. But once Cooler transforms, he shifts the moment entirely, knocking Vegeta unconscious with an outstanding force. Goku re-enters the fray, pushing himself once again against Cooler, but the struggle quickly proves overwhelming. In a moment of sheer determination, he channels Super Saiyan God, a form he admits remains difficult to fully harness since his confrontation with Beerus. Now from here, the battle becomes decisively one-sided, culminating this encounter in a climactic beam clash that sends Cooler into the sun, mirroring the outcome of the official story.
The end has come! My power goes higher and higher! May! May!
The way transformations are integrated throughout this match highlights Cooler's strength while enhancing that narrative tension. Cutscenes that restore his health are honestly a great addition and helps with extending the confrontation, emphasizing the stakes rather than just simply rushing through this like so many of the custom battles do. The use of Super Saiyan God was a genius touch. For years now, both myself and others online have said that this form has never been utilized enough before they transition into Blue, but that inclusion here opens possible future expansions. A potential sequel could incorporate the Metal Cooler arc, revisit Frieza's original idea being brought back, and fully showcase the Blue transformation with Goku and Vegeta needing to push themselves after this match, or feeling as if there is something within their grasp if they just focused on it. You know, some of the what ifs that we look at are a little outlandish at times. Doesn't mean they're not good, but the stories are a little out there, and every now and then we find a couple that actually do feel possible within the series. And that's where we'll leave this one. These what ifs really show how small changes can create wildly different outcomes. Sometimes it's just one character stepping in sooner or surviving a moment they weren't supposed to. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Cooler would have worked better than Frieza in the modern timeline? Did Super Saiyan God have had more spotlight before Blue took over? What did you think about Baby entering the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball GT's era? If you're new here, consider subscribing. It's a Dragon Ball Yap channel. I talk about everything, video games, anime, manga, whatever comes to mind. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like. It actually does really help push these videos out to the people who want to see this type of content and help share these battles across the community. If you have your own custom battle, drop it in the comments section below. I will love to take a look at it. It's been your local overanalyzer Art Tellings, and as always, I hope you have yourself a damn good one.